say that for me, also having to study abroad in Cape Town, South Africa, when you asked us what space did identity hold for us, it felt liberating, actually. So I'll start off with the notion of growing up, of course, Black in America. Then I've always had this dream to actually go to Africa. So then that dream was it was accomplished through studying abroad while I was, at Howard University. And so for me, identity was interesting because here in America, and here as a Black man in America, you're walking, you know, and I don't want to say a sense of paranoia, but you have to always look over your shoulder because at any given second you could be viewed as a threat or a target just because of your existence, just because of your breathing. And so when I went and studied abroad in Cape Town, South Africa, that burden was actually removed from me. And I was humanized actually in Cape Town, South Africa. There wasn't a feeling of, oh, I can't go here, because then people are going to be skeptical, or I can't go there. It was more of a freeing feeling. It felt burdens were removed. I was humanized. People actually wanted to connect with me on a human level rather than apply stereotypes to me. And I did experience a few here and there, but they were very minimal. Most of my experience in Cape Town was actually people were very welcoming. They're very excited to learn about me. And even in a class I took there, it was a psychology class. There was an open discussion about racism, and it was such an open and rich dialogue that I had not experienced in America, because in America it's always tension, it's always tiptoeing around the subject. But in that specific environmental context, there was no tiptoeing around the subject. Once students and the professors saw or knew that I was an international student from America, they were all eyes and ears, very willingly listening to what I had to say. So my experience was liberating. I actually felt there were no boundaries, there were no barriers, there was no asking for permission. Not that I did anyway in America, but if I did, there wasn't any in Cape Town, South Africa, for me specifically. And then Christian brought up a good point about this term, you're viewed as an American there. And this led to rich dialogue with me and other South Africans. Actually asked them, I would prefer for you to refer to me as Black American, because the American, that term is usually associated with the mainstream culture in America, which is white culture. So I did want to make that distinction so they also have a better understanding of my experience as a Black man studying abroad in their native country, coming from America. And so there was just a lot of rich dialogue. So that identity piece, and I'm going to wrap that part up because I could go on about it. It was very pivotal for me